intuitively called to talk about energy and talk about energy being stored in our bodies. This idea is not my own, but what I have experienced is my own experiences, and I've understood firsthand what power is, what power that we have when it comes to being able to alchemize and release trauma inside of our bodies. So this is something that science is yet to fully understand, whether it's something that will never be able to be understood and it's going to stay a woo-woo kind of thing, or if it's eventually going to be brought into psychology, which for me, I hope that there is more science, more ability to be able to scientifically recognize how energy is stored inside our bodies. So, from my understanding, now, our nervous system is connected to our entire body, into our brain. And when we go through a traumatic experience, our nervous system shoots out all of this energy in response to that situation. And when that energy moves, and it's quite a lot of energy, where does it go? And the interesting thing is I found it stores inside of my body. When a situation comes about that replicates that situation, or it triggers that part of our body that sends up a warning signal to our mind that this situation is unsafe. And given the society that we currently live in, there isn't a lot of things that are unsafe. So these trauma responses usually trigger in social situations or situations that take us away from being our true selves in that moment. And when this releases out of our body or alchemizes, we're able to integrate that energy and allow that energy to shift and move. So, a little backstory. So 12 years ago, I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue, multi-system, multi-dimensional dysregulation. My entire body was going into a state. It was years and years of trauma that made my body completely dysregulated. So over those 12 years, I've just been on a deep dive journey of healing. And that journey took me to a Vipassana meditation, 10 days, sitting there in silence, meditating for roughly 8 hours a day. And I wanted to leave. I wanted to leave every single day. But I stuck it out. By around the middle part of the 10 days, we had been meditating, and I could visualize a needle essentially going through my body, up and down my body, all throughout my body. And at the time, I'd recognized that it felt like I had chest pain constantly all over my chest. It felt heavy. I knew that it wasn't a medical thing. I could just feel this heavy, dense energy on my chest. It was like a shield of metal. Like, it was very, very dense. And as I was meditating, this needle was going through the energy in my chest and releasing, and it would release through burps. So I spent the remainder of my journey in the Vipassana meditating on this chest plate and burping, and I could feel this energy shifting. I could physically feel the energy shifting. And most of the time when I was shifting through the energy, I would get to a part and it would trigger a memory. And I would see the memory, meditate, gone, 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 gone. It was like these traumatic events that had stored the energy in my chest were releasing. And then leaving the Vipassana, I've just gone into more dance, shamanic movement, getting into feeling where the trauma lies in the body, allowing it space, not judging it, coming into it from a complete non-dual space, just being present with that energy, giving it space, allowing it space, letting it move through my body, letting it express however it wants to express, and then it would come out in a burp. So I would be in social situations where I'm absorbing a lot of energy. I'm quite a sensitive person, so that's something that happens to me quite frequently, and I might get in my head and a bit anxious, and I would take some time to do some embodiment practices, get into my body, feel into the energy, feel into the space, allowing it space and time to move, and then burp out the energy. So I feel that psychology and a lot of healing modalities all working together create a more holistic approach to healing. And psychology is amazing for going into the mind and rewiring thought patterns. But from my personal experience, until I was able to fully release the energy in my body, my mind was constantly being reminded of that event and that situation and that self-doubt and that just the energy of that. Thank you for listening to my little story.